SmackDown hot takes. I'm in my car. I had to go into work very early today, couldn't film, and Elimination Chambers tonight. I will be home for that. We will do a live stream, but I need to get hot takes out as soon as possible, so here we go. I hate to say it, this is Bishop Marley. I hate to say it, but I think switching the belt to Drew during the road to WrestleMania is one of the reasons it feels so lackluster. There's no credible contenders that feel WrestleMania worthy. At least when Cody was champion, we could have gotten Cody versus Roman or Cody versus Randy. And the dream match we've been waiting for, a triple threat match between Cody and Jacob, is all we can expect with Drew as champion. Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't blame Drew at all. I actually am enjoying Drew's title reign. I like that he's like taking out all competitors, any potential threat. I think that's really cool and smart and new and unique. The problem here, though, is you're blaming the wrestlers and not creative. I don't care who it is. You could instantly, like Drew McIntyre could be fighting anybody, almost anybody, and as long as the creative was writing good stories, like, I don't think it's Drew's fault. Literally, the stories are just lame and boring. So, like, okay, fine. We would get a good matchup between Roman and Cody, but would there be a story even? Would creative tell the same boring story week after week after week? Because that's the issue here. Wrestling is more than just the match that is happening. Wrestling is the story that leads into the match. So, like, I just don't blame Drew at all for this. It's just that creative sucks. And Cody, like, I don't know. Yet last night, he goes up to Jacob Fatu and says, Jacob, for what it's worth, I hope you win. Like, why would he hope Jacob wins and gets into the Elimination Chamber? A month ago, they were murdering each other. They were literally killing each other. They hated each other so bad that they couldn't even get the bell to ring. How did that start? How did that stop? Why does Cody now want Jacob in the chamber? Why does Cody now want to respect Jacob? That's the problem. The stories are inconsistent. They're drawn out. Like, we have two guys who've been feuding over a lantern for over 6 months now. We draw things out. That's the main issue. I like that Drew is going after competitors challengers before they're actually challengers. That's new and unique to me. This is what the Drew McIntyre character, it's fresh. I like that. Any potential threat, he's going against it. I wish he would have done this with the bloodline, actually. So I do hear you, Bishop. Cody versus Roman would be a stellar match, but I'm more interested in Punk and Roman because they have a story to back it up, and that's what it's all about, story. Now I guess Cody and Roman have a story. Sorry, I gotta look over there, make sure customers and stuff, blah blah blah. But Cody and Roman do have a storyline too at this point. But yeah, like it could definitely, they could do it. They could make it happen. Heck, they could just put Oba Femi or Trick Williams or someone else in that main event spot. Jacob Fatu and Drew could be a really good main event if they write it that way. But if they're going to just solely rely on the match itself to tell the story, then no, it's not going to be interesting. And that's going to be for everything in WrestleMania. Like, I want to see characters. I want to see stories. Now let's do Goat Buggy. I honestly feel like Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae should have left WWE like Tommaso Ciampa did, because it's clear that WWE that he's wasting away. Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons. You never know. You would have thought for sure Edge would have been a huge deal in AEW, and I mean, he's made a splash, but he's not like the biggest thing ever. But Christian Cage, I feel, has done way better in AEW. Like, Swerve Strickland has done way better in AEW. Tony Storm has done way better in AEW than Edge. You know what I mean? Than Rusev did. I mean, Rusev did. I actually liked Rusev at AEW, but it's just a gamble, and it's hard. It's hard for, like, can you imagine the decision making Johnny Gargano had to make? I got a wife who has a job. I have a job. I have a kid. I'm in the company that I wanted to be in for all my life. I totally understand why leaving WWE would have been like, that would have been like such a difficult position. Like, I understand. I do understand. And you never know, though. Maybe you're right. Maybe he should have gone. Maybe he should have gone with Tommaso Ciampa. I have all the respect in the world for Tommaso Ciampa, taking a bet on himself and saying, I'm going to go over there. But I have equal amount of respect for Johnny Gargano to say, you know what, I'm going to stick it out and try to make my dream a success right here. So I get what you're saying. And then we got Carmichael. What is wrong with Joe Test? Honestly, is he falling asleep behind the commentator desk? Someone call a paramedic. I'm beginning to not like Joe Test either. I think, honestly, he's probably a perfect fit for SmackDown. SmackDown is kind of, while not horrible, kind of like dull and boring, and that's kind of what Joe Test is. Yeah, he has his good moments, and yeah, SmackDown has its good moments. The first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of SmackDown was great yesterday, but like then it just gets laborious, and that's kind of Joe Test, a little laborious. TTJC, honestly, I don't have a single complaint about SmackDown. My girls Lash and Nia are jacks. Kairi looks strong and lost. There's another heel in the chamber. The masked man reveal was super unexpected and low-key hilarious. I think that's a red herring. I don't think that's really the masked man. I'm believing they just threw it out there to make us think that storyline is over. I bet it's Seth Rollins and he attacks Logan Paul in the chamber tonight. But I'm glad you liked it, TTJC. I gave it a B, but like, if you were to measure it against like an Attitude Era or a Ruthless Aggression SmackDown, no comparison. Those were way better. But in today's product, it's just, if you don't fall asleep, that's a good SmackDown. And there were moments of brilliance. Alfonso Passion, I expected more from WWE, sorry, but creative-wise and ticket pricing, they really need to set it up better. It's not bad. It just doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. That's an act. It's not bad, but it doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. That was a go-home show to Elimination Chamber. We got a decent episode from Call Me D. I'm enjoying the long-term storytelling of Drew, Cody, Randy, and Jacob. I believe Randy ends up punting someone in the head. Hopefully it's Cody. God, I hope so. It was nice and refreshing to see Randy attack Javon Evans yesterday. I want to see him attack Cody Rhodes. That pop is going to be huge, please. And can we admit the Masked Man segment was pretty funny? It is funny, but it's also just like... Funny doesn't do it. If that is the real reveal, then funny is not good, because like that's not a funny segment when you have so much wrapped around it. But I do understand. Like, let's say that is. Let's pretend for a moment that is the Masked Man, because like, if they had to pivot hard because of all the injuries, I guess I would just look the other way. I would consider it a fail, but not Triple H's fault. A lot of things are Triple H's fault, but I would say, yeah, okay, fine. At least they wrapped it up at that point. And I wouldn't blame Triple H on this one. Although, like, honestly, I would have probably just made it Grayson Waller and say that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are teaming up and they're part of Seth Rollins' new vision. Gabe Broken Shable want to know how to make me like Sammy. Make him the attacker for Fatu and Jey. I would like that. I am interested in Sammy right now. I am interested in Sammy, seeing him crash out like he has been. It's like, I like this Sammy. I like this Sammy who has doubt, who's not the underdog, who's not beating up entire factions. I like a Sami Zayn that, like, he's doubting himself. There's character here. Episode was great, says Nicodemus NGL. Jey didn't have to get called into work on Saturday, so good for him. Yeah. About Jey Uso, like, I think I might do a video. Like, the way Jey reacted on Monday Night Raw shows me that he's not ready for the main event, honestly. And it's like this, it was very subtle. Jey Uso, when he won on Monday, he was not happy. He did not look happy at all. And it was almost like he was sad or mad to be in the Elimination Chamber. And I get it. Maybe he didn't want to be in the Elimination Chamber, but you gotta pretend. That's your job. He should have acted really like, yes, I won, I can't believe it. Whether or not that was like called on the fly, it needed to be like that. And so you got to trust the process. When John Cena got eliminated in the Royal, or when he botched the Royal Rumble with Batista and he wasn't supposed to win, John Cena still acted like he should have won. And he trusted the process when Vince McMahon then came down. It's when Vince blew both his quads. He comes down and says, no, restart the match. But John Cena at no point looked like, oh my God, I can't believe I screwed up. No, he's like, I won the match. And then they restarted it, and then Batista really won the match. But with Jey Uso, he was just like, oh crap, now what? And if he would have just went through with everything and acted like he was happy to win, he could have trusted the writing process, and then on Friday, he would have been taken out. But no, he acted like someone shot his dog when he won on Monday, and that just shows me that he's not ready. And I know if you dare say anything bad about Jey Uso, there are certain people who will be like, oh, he doesn't deserve the hate. But I'm sorry, like, that proved to me that he's not ready. He's not main event guy. He should have trusted the process and just been like, I won. I can't believe I'm in the Elimination Chamber. And then he could have been taken out. He could have been taken out, and then everything would have got back normal. Does that make sense? I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself proper today because I am very distracted right now. We got Wrestle Don. For the record, I'm 100% on board with the Trick Williams bandwagon, but I really hope we're not setting up an elimination angle, chamber angle for LA Knight getting fed to Trick at WrestleMania. Yeah, I was thinking Trick Williams and Sami Zayn should be the matchup right there. Let Trick win, and that causes Sami to fully, go dark side. But Trick and LA Knight, I don't see it. Although I did like them on the mic against each other. It's nice to have two good people on the microphone. So I don't want LA Knight fed to Trick, but if I had to pick one of the two, I would say, oh geez, that's a hard one. Trick is just so good right now. I love Trick Williams. But I want LA Knight to have something significant. Problem is what? Unless they pull an upset of upsets, there's no reason, there's no one for LA Knight to fight other than Brock Lesnar. And I'm afraid that if Brock Lesnar fought LA Knight at WrestleMania, all we would do is it would be a repeat of Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar. Because if Brock doesn't want to do business, I mean, he'll show up for the payday, but it'll be a stinker of a match. So I don't know. Trick and LA Knight, I do like that, but I don't want LA Knight to lose. Like, we gotta get LA Knight in that main event scene right now. And him and Trick, yeah, I don't want to see that match. I think both of those people need big wins at Mania. We got Kid Wilkes. We started the show in a way that the men's chamber match could have been for the WWE title. A very big missed opportunity, even if Cody had a contract saying he's unable to compete for it. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they could have just thrown Drew. Maybe that's what they should have done. Oh my gosh, that's what they should have done. Jey Uso gets taken out, and Nick Aldis punishes Drew for all the stuff that he's been doing, puts him in the chamber. Then you let Drew McIntyre actually win the chamber, and boom, you're off to the races. Now you can do a triple threat or a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. Because then there's no competitor for Drew if Drew wins. Therefore, you can have multiple competitors. Because as it stands, if Cody wins tonight, then why would Cody allow Jacob Fatu or Randy Orton in a triple threat fatal four-way? But if Drew would have won, then the landscape would have been fresh and clean. You are right, Kid Wilkes. It should have been Drew McIntyre replacing Bronson Reed. They should have pivoted hard, and then they could have had, the storytelling would have made more sense if we do a multi-man main event at WrestleMania. I like that idea. Although I prefer one-on-one main events at WrestleMania. Jimbo Slice says, I feel like WWE isn't capitalizing on Kid Wilson's popularity as they should. He's a perfect candidate to answer the U.S. Open Challenge. You are right, they are not. I did find Kid Wilson funny, but they are not capitalizing. Like, when something's hot, WWE usually waits too late, just like Joe Hendry. And they're going to use Joe Hendry as an example. Like, Joe Hendry's still kind of cool and stuff, but like the moment is past. And like they're gonna be like, see, when we listen to these internet memes, it doesn't work out. So, but like Kit Wilson is red freaking hot right now. We should be seeing him more. Even his little program with Oba Femi was genius. DS-wise, I'm just happy we don't have to suffer Jey Uso's song during the Elimination Chamber just to lose aura during the match. Yeah, I kind of made a joke. It's like I was dead set confident that at some point in the match, right before Jey Uso came out, everybody would be on the ground, laid out. Jey Uso comes, instead of doing the pin, run it back, and then he gets on top of a pod. Tiz Mickey, I know nobody cares. I care, Tiz Mickey. Whatever it is, I care about this, but I actually agree with the decision for Stand and Deliver to be on a different day than WrestleMania. It was a super busy weekend, and someone who went to Mania last year, we had to be up at around 5 after barely getting any sleep the night before because you have to stay watching the Hall of Fame. Oh, I 100% agree. I think that Stand and Deliver being on a different day, that's at the NXT's WrestleMania, is a great idea because either the two things happen. People are tired because they want to watch Stand and Deliver and then WrestleMania, or Stand and Deliver doesn't get the amount of eyes on it because people want to devote their attention to WrestleMania. So I'm very happy Stand and Deliver is on another day. Major Mario, Rhea losing the titles means that Rhea is winning the chamber, right? Yes, that's what it means, honestly. Alexa Bliss is the only one who maybe has a shot because of what's going on with Charlotte Flair. I'm fine. But yeah, I think Jade Cargill should have cost Rhea the match. Although that would have then made it like devastatingly obvious, but that Rhea was going to win. They probably should have just had this tag match next week, and then Jade could have cost. That way they got some heat going in. Tracy Woods, poor Jey Uso creative. Tell him you get to win, but you are going to go with somebody else. I don't think Jey Uso was supposed to win, so I don't think creative ever said, hey, we're going to give you the win. I think it was Bronson Reed who was supposed to win. It was just an on-the-fly decision. So he was probably told he was going to just be in that spot for like 2 days. But poor Jey Uso. I do agree. Like, I love Jey Uso. And some people will be like, but weren't you just like making fun of Jey Uso earlier? I wasn't making fun of him. I just said he's not ready. There's a difference. I love Jey Uso. I want him to be ready. But like, he really hasn't shown me much that he's ready for the main event. From his horrible WrestleMania 40 match, to him not acting happy that he won on Monday Night Raw, to him himself saying that when he got to the top, he rested on his laurels. That's a quote from him, or a paraphrase. And even in the Unreal Season 1, Michael P.S. Hayes, who is a moron, and Triple H went up to Jay and was like, yeah, maybe you're not ready for this. So, like, I'm not the only one. Nia Jax looked good, says Jay Levi now. But I do love Jey Uso still. The right-hand man, Jey Uso, is the great one. Not the yeet. Jay Levi now. Nia Jax looks great. She has dropped a lot of weight recently. 100 pounds. And you know how she did it? Mainly pickleball. She said that on the Chris Van Vliet show. And then we have Dio Stan's soul. My very soul needs someone to Alt F4 the Paul brothers. Enough is enough. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul becomes part of the WWE. And I'm going to tell you something. I was going to do it today, but nobody did Logan Paul videos or hot takes. So I might do a video next week about how Logan Paul really has stepped up his game. Whether you like him or not, Logan Paul's a professional wrestler now. Not even a celebrity wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. So, like, you might have to alt-delete that video next week. Whether you love the guy or hate the guy, like, he's showing up to work. He's putting in the work. I do say that. Teddy Boy Ward, no more yeeting. Bring on the whoop it in. Whoop. Yeah, we'll see. Whoop that trick. All right, boys. All right, girls. I'll see you for Elimination Chamber tonight. Thanks for putting up with me today and in my change of venue. And I hope you have a good day.